Hi everyone, this is Looping Mabel's Closet and my name is Jane, and in today's vlog it's going to be about what I've been sewing this week. So if you fancy joining me for a little bit of sewing dressmaking chat, I shall see you after this intro. Hi and welcome back. So in today's vlog it's all about the True Bias Roscoe blouse. If you've seen my previous vlogs, I have shown pictures of the first Roscoe blouse that I made, and I'll just quickly show you it again here on this hanger. This is the first one I made and I absolutely loved it from the moment I stitched it. I've had this French chambray for quite a while. I don't know whether you know, but I used to have a haberdashery craft shop about 4 or 5 years ago, and I still have loads of fabrics left, and this was one of them. There's another one, and that's another chambray there, and I've got quite a few more up there as well in the blues and this gorgeous burgundy pink colours. And I just thought, oh yeah, I'll make it out of that, and I just loved it as soon as I made it. It's just a blouse that I can pop on. I love the tie detail around the neck, and you can layer it up, and I think I've worn it and worn it and worn it. It's been well worth making. So I knew I was going to make some more. I just knew. So obviously that was the first one I did. I'll pop some pictures up of me obviously wearing it as well in the garden to give you an idea. And I just love the style of it, the way the sleeves are gathered but just come to above the wrist on me, and I just love the neckline. I just think it's a style that really does suit me, and it's just right up my street. So that was that one, and I knew I was going to make it again, definitely. It's just become a staple part of my wardrobe, which is exactly what I wanted when I was doing my dressmaking. I didn't really want to, saying that I didn't really want to make lots of items just because it's pretty and the pattern's out and everybody else is making it, and then not get it worn very much, which I have to say I am guilty of that. It's so hard because when you see all these gorgeous fabrics and all these gorgeous patterns and on Instagram, and oh God, it's just so hard, so tempting. So yeah, I have fallen into that trap, but this certainly is not one of those things that I've made that isn't going to get worn, because I say I must have worn this and worn it I don't know how many times, and the more I wear it, the more I wash it, I just think it looks better. So that was my first Roscoe blouse, so I'll just hang that there. So that was my first make. So then I thought I'll have a go at making the Roscoe dress, and I'll just quickly show you the picture of the 3 styles that you can do with this pattern by True Bias. So you could do the blouse, which is the one I've done, and then there's also the like smock length version, and then there's also the long version. So I had a go at the long version, which is on Mabel the mannequin to my left, and I made it in some fabric that was gifted to me from Minerva.com as part of they gift it to me, and then I do a blog in return. So this is their fabric, and when the fabric list came out, it was all chiffons and laces and sheer fabrics, and normally I would never even touch anything like that, any fabric like that at all, because I would just think straight away, no, it's going to be too difficult, it's going to be too complicated, it's going to be an absolute swine to stitch, it's probably going to fray, it's going to be slip slidey all over. No, not a chance. But then I thought, well, if I don't try it, that means I'm never going to be able to say that I've done it, and it may work out quite well. So I ordered this aqua chiffon, and I don't know whether you can see, but it's got gold embossed dots scattered all over it. I'll try and put you a close-up picture in so you can see. And obviously I made the full length version, and there's the frill at the bottom. and the gathered sleeves. So I got the fabric. I thought, right, I'm going to make the dress, and I really had no idea what I was doing, to be honest. So I googled sewing with chiffon, and I found that if you lay some pattern tracing paper down first, then you put your chiffon on the top, and then you put your pattern piece on top, it stops the chiffon slip sliding or moving about. So I thought, right, I'll give that a try, and boy did it work. Really good tip. I can't remember where, it was on the internet. Really good tip, and it did not move at all. So cutting out was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. So it cut out like a dream. So there was no swearing, there was nothing. I managed to get it all cut out without any incidents at all. So I thought, yeah, we're going well so far. I also changed the foot on my sewing machine. So it was, is it the walking foot? So when I was stitching with it, the foot just helped the fabric move along nicely. So that was another good tip I found on, I think that was Laura. Laura told me that tip. Laura from Material Girl over on Instagram, and she's got a gorgeous fabric site. I'll put the link for her fabric site in the box below, but she gave me that tip on Instagram. So thank you, Laura. And it worked like a dream. So I got it cut out, and I got the proper sewing machine foot put on, and it stitched brilliant. I was like going great guns. And I even went so far as doing French seams. So I French seamed it all. Try and show you. So there's the inside, so there's no raw edges. So I was really pleased with that. In fact, I haven't done a French seam. This reminded me so much. I haven't done a French seam since home economics, the sewing class in home economics in school in 1980-ish. So, and when I was doing this, it just took me right back to my sewing classes at school, which I absolutely loved. The teacher was awful to me, but anyway, that's another story. And so, yeah, so the whole project from start to finish in chiffon was absolutely brilliant. I thought, yes, I can now put chiffon down on my list of fabrics that I'm not frightened of and wouldn't put me off sewing with again. The only thing is the fabric in this pattern, I think, don't know what you guys think, please let me know what you think. I think it looks like a nightie. And I'll put some pictures of me wearing it in the garden. I had to layer it up with a black polo neck because it was absolutely freezing when I was wearing it in the garden. So it doesn't really go. And I had nothing else I could wear underneath because it's so sheer. You can see Mabel right the way through that. You can see how sheer it is. And so I think I wore black tights and a black roll neck top with it. But it just looks like a nightie. And when my daughter came to take the photographs, she just went, "Oh, Mum, that is so not you. You just look like a granny wearing a nightie." I said, "Oh, thanks, Soph." But I think she is right. It's A, the colour it's not me. And B, yeah, it's not me at all. It does look like a nightie on me. But all is not lost, because I think in the summer, in the spring, if I laid it with a lovely maybe white or similar colour, or even a body, or even a flesh colour, nude colour, slip underneath, it may be worth salvaging. I'm not sure. So this may be one of the dressmaking items I've made that isn't going to get worn very much. But apart from that, it's a gorgeous pattern. I love the length. Now this I'm going to do again. I'm going to do it in a brushed cotton or a lovely check fabric to wear obviously in the winter, autumn winter, with tights and boots, and again maybe a polo neck top. I think it'll just work perfect, but just this fabric makes it look like a nightie. Let me know what you think in the box below, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks that. But apart from that, fabulous make. And if you never stitch with chiffon, don't be frightened. Honestly, I was really surprised. I whizzed through the making of this. I just thought it was going to be a nightmare from start to finish, and it so wasn't. So that's my chiffon Rosco dress, and I'm now wearing another Rosco, the blouse again, the blouse version. And this again is fabric that was gifted to me again from Minerva. That was last month's make, and this is just this month's make, and I've just done the blog for this, so that's gone over to Minerva. And this is just such a pretty fabric. It's a broadcloth. It was listed as a cotton broadcloth, and it's from the Bell, I think it's the Bell collection. I'll put the link for this fabric if you wanted to maybe go and get it yourself. And it's such a pretty fabric, and the greys, two-tone greys, it's got like the old-fashioned, like a cameo. I'll put some pictures of me wearing it again in the garden. It's got like an old-fashioned cameo design, and then it's got these turquoise little butterflies scattered all over, and it's just so pretty. And I've laid it up today with a roll neck top, and obviously I can wear this out and about. I've got my jeans on and I'm cosy as, and I've got a grey capelet that I'm working on, which will go over the top of my shoulders, which, so if I do go out, I can accessorise with that as well. So yeah, I'm loving this, but the only thing with this was I made a little bit of a boob, shall we say. This fabric, I plan to do another French dart. Now, if I don't remember my last vlog, I did the Maven Patterns French Dart, and I absolutely love that pattern, and I thought I'm going to do it again. So this fabric was planned to go on another French Dart, but when I cut one piece out, I think it was the back part of the back piece, then realised I didn't have enough fabric, because this is a kind of directional fabric, and didn't have enough fabric, but I'd already cut one piece out. So I thought, oh God, and it's Minerva, so I can't not do anything with it. So I had to go through all my patterns to see what I could make salvage out of my cut up 2.25 meters of this, because that's what I got. So I came up, this is the only pattern I could find that would squeeze into the remainder of this fabric, was another Roscoe blouse, which I didn't mind because I do love this blouse. So got everything cut out, and the back piece of the French Dart was fine. It was big enough for me to get the sleeves in, but what did I do wrong? I folded, so can you imagine, this is the back piece of the pattern that I'd cut out in the fabric of the French Dart. Instead of me folding the fabric like selvage, as it would be selvage to selvage, I folded it over like so. So when I put the sleeve pattern on, cut the sleeve pattern out absolutely fine. The bottom bit was going in the right direction, but the one I flipped over was upside down. So I just thought, oh, for goodness sake. So I had to then cut out, I had enough left to cut out the sleeves, but only a shortened version of the sleeve. So I thought, right, I'll just make it a shortened version. And so the sleeve was going to come to there. I thought, just gather it and that'll be absolutely fine. I'll just do a short sleeve version, wear a long sleeve top underneath, which is fine, no big deal. Then that was fine. So then I stitched the sleeve on, thinking, yeah, it'd be great. Comes to gathering the sleeve and putting this gorgeous bound piece on. Well, that piece is nowhere near going to fit round my chunky top arm part. So what I did was, so I got my indigo dress pattern out, and I took the flounce part of the indigo dress of the sleeve, the flounce sleeve part, cut that out, had enough to cut that out and put it on the fabric, but the fabric is going sideways now. The butterflies are off on along. The butterflies are off this way, but it doesn't really matter. No one's going to notice unless you get close up. And managed to gather it in a bit, so it's a little gathered sleeve onto another gathered section, so it looks a little bit like, is it a bishop sleeve type of style? And I quite like it actually. So it's, I wouldn't call it a mistake, it's a happy accident. And I've added put the binding back on the bottom where it should have been. So the sleeves are slightly shorter than the original Rosco sleeve, but I like that length because it shows the top that you're layering underneath. So out of a disastrous start, I think I've come out with quite a pretty another Roscoe blouse, and all is well in the world again here at Loopy Mabel's Closet. So I suppose the moral of that story is make sure you've got enough fabric before you start cutting out, and don't forget, if you're working with a directional fabric, you're going to need more, which I didn't realise. But apart from that, I think it's quite nice and I am wearing it and loving it. So that is my Roscoe blouse make, and it's not over yet. I will definitely be doing the Roscoe dress again. And I've also got cut out on my cutting table as we speak the smock version. So I shall show you that when that one's made. So if you've never had a go at the Roscoe blouse and you like a fairly simple make, nothing too taxing, then this is a perfect pattern to have a go at, definitely. So hope you liked this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me that lovely thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well if you like my videos on my handmade wardrobe journey so far. I have got lots more sewing plans up my sleeve, hopefully not too many mistakes, but obviously they're bound to happen, aren't they? So we just move on and try and make the best of it, which I think I've done with this one. So until the next time, as I always say, please take care and happy dressmaking.